Very warm welcome from my side as well. Thank you, Entrepreneurship Avenue, for having me at your conference. Awesome conference. We've been partnering with you guys for quite a few years. I think you're doing really tremendous work, and congratulations for pulling this off as well in a digital way. I heard that you have programmed your own
We have
tool.
put in this
In
podcast.
respect, you have to show me what you did then afterwards. So I will talk about my path from entrepreneur to entrepreneur, a story in 3 acts. And I have some insights for you and maybe some quotes and tips in 15 minutes to show you my path and how did I get to entrepreneurship, and maybe to inspire you and give you some, so to say, my personal guidelines. So who we are as Brutkasten, first of all, maybe we understand as independent publisher for the designers of the future, shapers of the future. This is our community, and we have multimedia products and features, and we shape, so to say, the dialogue around innovation and startup culture in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. And so to say, we have our community of designers, shapers of the future, that we provide news and services around our community. So how did it and why did it all start? I think this is something that is quite important to understand how these kind of projects start. I really got fascinated by startup spirit, by all the, so to say, rainmakers around the globe who want to so to say change the world with their ideas that they transform into businesses, that they, so to say, provide new solutions for the world. I wanted to be part of this community and part of this entrepreneurial mindset that wants to drive the world further. So that was one aspect of it. Why was that? Because I truly believe in entrepreneurship, and I truly believe that digitalization doesn't exist without entrepreneurs. As you know, look at the Silicon Valley, so to say, tech companies around the globe. They all started as startups, let's say 10, 15 years ago, all of them. So I think that the entrepreneurship is crucial to digitalization. We digitalized world, we develop new products and ideas, and I think the role of entrepreneurship is a key role in this process. At the same time, I discovered a lot of innovation on the corporate side. Established companies have a lot of innovative processes, a lot of innovative products, a lot of very smart people, and that they used to be hidden to general media for quite a while. So we wanted to do something as well to make that visible. And last but not least, I also wanted to shape the future of media. And the result of all these, so to say, motives was then at the end of the day, the broadcasting. How did this happen? I am actually a lawyer from my background. I studied law in Vienna. Then I worked in a big law firm, global law firm in M&A department, mergers and acquisitions, corporate law. Then I moved with my mentor, Michael Tilian, to the media world, joining him as executive assistant, and then had my first, so to say, management jobs there and first leadership jobs there. And then the story evolved further, and I will explain how did I end up being an entrepreneur. It was in between the phase of intrapreneurship for me, which in my case was very crucial for becoming entrepreneur as well. I learned a lot in that phase. It was like a safe mode of developing your project that I was able to buy out of the Presse WirtschaftsBlatt Group later on. Before I continue, maybe just to stress out the difference between entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship on the somehow psychological level, if I may say that. As entrepreneur, you feel the opportunities and the risks, the ups and downs much more directly on your skin. And that's super nice when it comes to opportunities. But obviously it gets tough when you feel your risks much more intensely and on your personal skin. So I think that would be the crucial differentiation between both. I remember when I was doing buyout, I was told, then you have to be careful about liquidity of your company. You have to have cash on your account so that you can pay all the bills. And I said, I understand that fully, so no worries. But then you really understand it once you wake up during the night and don't really know how to, if both ends will meet at the end of the month, if you will be able to pay all your, so to say, bills. And these are certainly, this is certainly, how do I call it, a part of entrepreneurship, very valuable part, but it can at times get tough because you feel these risks more directly as entrepreneurs. So this on the level of introduction. Now let's deep dive into certain steps. In 2014, I was head of legal and HR at the Presse and WirtschaftsBlatt, which is one of the, so to say, more exposed quality media companies in Austria, with a strong focus on economy, macroeconomy, and in the focus of quality media. So as a side project there, because I got excited for startups and innovation, I got this, so to say, startup virus and media virus. In times of virus is not maybe the best term to talk about, but it was in a positive meaning, so to say, virus and inspiration. I started this as a side project for the Presse, thinking of how could I build a media company for all these entrepreneurs, for all these people, young people who want to, so to say, fulfill their ideas, who want to execute their ideas, who want to make their ideas into businesses that would create products that would drive our world further. And started this with Lorenz Eitmeier, one of the partners at the first stage, and we developed it in the evenings and on the weekends. So I had my full-time job as head of HR and head of legal department, Presse Wirtschaft, and some other jobs in the Styria group, plus this side project as Brutkasten. This was for me definitely the crucial phase that Brutkasten got into existence. We wouldn't have done it, or I wouldn't have done it, without the help of Styria Media Group. They helped us with incubation phase, so to say, the kickoff, the kickstarting, so to say, financing at the beginning, so we could hire some team, we could develop some products. We were able before that to show them the proof of our concept, the proof that we had our first paying customer, which was Bavak at that time, who got excited for our idea and wanted to support us on the base of our, so to say, PowerPoint presentation and first prototype product. And that was then also the reason why Styria chose to, so to say, support our project on the group level in Styria Incubator, where five project group wide were able to get some funding to be able to get some, so to say, staff and hiring that we would develop our first product and continue our path. So that was the phase of Intrapreneur. The benefits of that were, so I still had my salary, which was quite a good salary as head of these departments there, and I was doing this side project with the infrastructure of Styria with colleagues. Many smart colleagues were working there in Styria, were helping us also on freelance, not even freelance, on free basis, so to say, in their spare time. So we developed the first prototype and the first product of Brutkasten and launched it in October 2014 as first media company for startups who focus solely on startups and innovation in Austria. As I said, passion led us there, led me there to found that. After that, we had our first team, our first employees, so to say, our first colleagues that were helping us to execute this idea and the vision of Brutkasten. And then some years later, some downsides of integration in a big corporate structure came to be, so to say. We had to sort of obey the corporate rules. We had some guidelines. We had some employment guidelines. So if we would change some employers, it went slower than we would need it. So both Styria and myself decided to think of alternative methods of growing this startup outside of the corporate structure, even though it was, so to say, in best friendship and goodwill from both sides. And at the end of these discussions, we decided that I would be given an opportunity to buy Brutkasten out of this corporate structure and develop it further as an entrepreneur. And that was definitely one, so to say, opportunity that I didn't count on, and that Styria was really super fair enough to offer me. And that's how an 8 month of a process of making this decision started. It was not an easy one. My wife was expecting a child at that point, and to make this move into entrepreneurial, so to say, ocean of entrepreneurship was not the easiest one. It had ups and downs. I had moments of doubt, but then when you know you have to do something, you do pull it off. So you go for it and you stay strong, so to say, on your decision, even though it's a roller coaster, emotional roller coaster. Sometimes you think, well, is it this a correct thing that I'm doing? Is it not the correct thing that I'm doing? And I had some helpers and supporters, Michael Thielen, my mentor, and Lorenz Eitmeier and Maxi Nimmervoll, who did this buyout together with me in 2017. And that was the start of my entrepreneurial way. The phase of entrepreneurship started at that point. What were the biggest differences? Maybe we didn't have the infrastructure of Styria anymore. We didn't have the controlling, the finances, the legal department, the IT department. I used if my mobile phone got broken, I just called somebody and said I need a new one, or my laptop. So that was the phase when we needed to do everything by ourselves. It was tough. We didn't have the infrastructure, and it was the phase of liquidity issues, so to say, where you have to think of how to pay your bills, how to. There's no treasury controlling. There's no treasury, so group treasury that helps you with that. And it was a phase full of learnings that I wouldn't want to miss. I think these experiences are super important for every entrepreneur, even though it gets tough, but you grow with them and it makes you stronger as an entrepreneur. And I wouldn't want to miss this phase. Up until 2019, we were able to grow our product, our revenues, and we convinced or we inspired some investors and partners to join us on this path. Florian Schwantner, for example, My Sugar Guys, Andreas Bierwirt, Rus Media is our main investor. So we did an investment round in 2019 to acquire a target, a media company similar to Brutkasten in Germany, in Munich, starting up. We acquired Startablish, Austrian startup with great founders team who joined us and became, so to say, new team members of Brutkasten to grow our vision of becoming a leading company in this field in Germany speaking area, and later on beyond that. And they're now on our team with 20 other guys and girls in Vienna and Munich. That was the phase of growth with challenges that this phase of growth brought with itself as well. And we did a lot of work in the hidden areas, so to say, of foundation building, of team building, culture building. It brought the different challenges to us, but we were able to do immense, so to say, steps on our product side, on our structure side, on our culture side. Now we're in the phase of focus and scaling, so to say. We have the, so to say, web relaunch behind us, traffic all-time high. We started digital conferencing, so to say, activities and business unit during the Corona crisis, did already 30 of them, and have a good pipeline of further conferencing. And this is the entrepreneurship, so to say, path. And this is the opportunity that entrepreneurship offers you. When you have opportunity, you can grab it. You're very fast, and you're, so to say, on your own to develop these businesses and business units further. A big opportunity for everybody. But don't forget, it can start in a different company. It can start as Intrapreneur, where you get your first opportunity, when you can learn from colleagues who have more seniority and experience, and then go into your own. Few quotes. Austrian startups did an interview with me, which was published on Monday, I think, yesterday, and I was grateful for them because I could take some quotes for this opportunity. Entrepreneurship chose me. That's definite one. I didn't choose it. It became a path, and when I got the opportunity for it, I understood that that's something I need to do from intrapreneur to entrepreneur. When the doubts disperse, the enthusiasm kicks in. I just had to do it. So you have to have this passion, because the doubts will come. Don't so to say worry about that. But you have to have passion and know the purpose of what you're doing to stay on track, to, so to say, be confident. That does not mean that doubts would not disappear. However, you just learn how to have trust and go your path. And I think the last one that I would give you for your, so to say, further journey, do your best and trust the rest, so to say, to God. The good trust goes for the rest, or trust the rest will turn out just fine. I think once you do your best in life, things will come in place the way they should come in place. So I think the 15 minutes are over. I think it's 7 p.m. now. I'm looking to Sebastian if I have a few more minutes, or if we take any questions from the audience, but that will be my presentation, and all the best for the final voting of the startups.
Yes, I do have one question from the Slido. Where do you see the future of der Brutkasten?
Well, we're working on becoming a leading media company for shapers of the future, for designers of the future in German-speaking areas, step one. And then we want to be one of the key players in space of media companies for this target group in Europe. That's what we're working on. That's what we're working towards in the hidden areas of Brutkasten, and also in the so to say open areas. On short term, digital conferencing is a very important so to say business unit for us now, and we're developing strongly our broadcasting, video broadcasting products. Our website has a strong development behind it, some kind of subscription models that we're working on strongly. So our job platform, and of course, the expansion and internationalization in Germany. We have our office in Munich there. Didn't have enough time yet to dedicate our sources and resources to that market, but that's going to be in our focus, especially in this year.
Okay, thank you very much. We do have another question.
Yes.
Would you like to expand in the direction of freelancer jobs? I would love it. So
yes, we are working on that actually, and we think there's a space for such platform as well, but it will take us at least some time to develop that. If the person asking these questions has some product already, would want to join forces, let me know, write me an email, and we can definitely talk about it. Within our job platform and framework, now we have a category which says freelancer, so you can choose your job and look for jobs that are for freelancers, but it's not from user journey. It's not a freelance platform. I spoke to a lot of colleagues that have such idea and want to enter this market. There are some players on international level for specialized, so to say, jobs. But we think that there's a space for a good product in this space. But we're still not working on that. We have other priorities at the moment.
Okay, but we're expecting it in the future.
Yes. If there's still opportunity for that, maybe other players will take the market in the meantime. I don't know.
Yeah, we will see.
Yes.
But thank you very much. Thank you very much for your talk, for sharing your story.
Thank you, Sebastian. And thank you, Entrepreneurship.
Thanks for being here. Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Ciao.
Bist du bereit?